foot to the floor. There we go. That's me driving one hand. Probably quite naughty.
Yes.
What, yes to the one hand?
Yes, naughty. You're driving very fast.
You know, not nearly as fast as you were going.
I had two hands.
I'm scaring Dylan. And do you know what? Kinda like it.
It's probably...
Well deserved.
Yeah.
G'day, and welcome back to Launch Control. I'm Rib Mars.
And I am Dylan White.
Yes, indeed. And behind us is a 2010 V10 Audi Rs6 Avant.
Ruben, it is, and it is, as you can see, a heifer lump of a car. It's not small.
She's big, especially compared to what she replaced, of course, the Alpha. Just straight to it, what are your thoughts on the old silver mirrors and the black car?
As we discussed the other day, I mean, I'm not usually too much of a fan of the random miscoloured wing mirrors, but I think I like it. I like it on this car.
I think it doesn't matter so much because there's a bit of silver across the rest of the car.
Even in here as well.
If it was blacked off, it would look a bit weird, but bloody big boot. Big everything, big engine.
Huge boot.
Huge boot, huge car overall. This thing's like a tank. And for the most part, I don't feel like it's dated too badly, apart from the front grille.
Yeah, the front just looks a little bit dated.
But apart from that, you know, she's a ripper. And just like this big old car, we have a big old subscribe just there. Or we'll have two. We're pointed at different areas, but go do it. 3 away from 100.
Subscribe, just go everywhere. Just subscribe.
Shall we go drive the bloody thing, Dylan?
Let's hop in. This is the first time I've properly driven it like this.
I'm just so honoured to be the passenger. G'day guys, welcome to the interior of the RS5.
Look, Ruben is that nervous of the RS6, he called it an RS5, so that will give you a bit of an idea on how quick this thing is.
This has replaced the Alpha 4C, and it's a vastly different car, Dylan.
It is worlds apart. This one weighs double the Alpha 4C. It's got more than double the horsepower. It's got more than double the seats. It's double everything.
And it takes a lot longer to wash. Horsepower, Dylan, 580. What a beast.
Some horsies, isn't there? There's some ponies behind this thing.
Definitely. And that's all coming from an engine which is largely based from a Lamborghini Gallardo, which is quite intense. Also, the 2008 Audi R8. Thought I'd just slide in that bit of information because we're full of it here on Launch Control.
So we've got two supercars that this shares the engine with.
Bada bing, bada boom. But of course, this one is not naturally aspirated. It is twin turbocharged, which, you know, it brings a tickle of a nice sound. But surprisingly, it makes less noise than what you get in the Alpha.
Oh.
The Alpha was plenty loud.
Oh, this is like, I don't even think it's comparable to the Alpha, just because.
I do think when you hop outside and when you start the engine, it's definitely louder.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But like compared to cabin,
it fills your ears. It's not like it's just so bassy and deep.
Yeah. This is almost like noise cancelling when you're in it, especially with the engine off. You can't hear anything outside.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this episode's going well so far.
Yeah. I'm gonna put that in. But yes, back to the engine. It's a 5-litre twin turbocharged V10, and it was the last of Audi's V10s to go in just any RS model minus the
R8, right? Yeah.
And transmission, cheeky 6-speed automatic.
I'm not gonna lie. I have owned this car for 5 days, and I did not know that.
Well, there you go.
Thank you for telling me, Ruben.
But we can slide it over to trip.
We can put it into the pedals.
How is the flappy pedal gearbox? Shall we have a
and
test it? Okay, so they're not.
It's a bit old.
I'd say they feel faster than the C63.
I would say it's more along that line. The Alpha was much quicker.
Oh yeah, but like I You could notice there was a little bit of gap in between the shifts. I mean, you guys would have heard it, but not as much as the Mercedes, because I remember when we reviewed the Mercedes C63, the 2012, so that was a younger car than this. We did have slight problems with the gearbox, and you could feel the changes took a bit longer.
Yeah.
I would go to say that this shifting is faster, and it's manageable. It's not bad.
It's not bad, and it's kind of cool to hear the shift farts from a V10 instead of like a 2-litre GDI or something.
What's the downshifts like? Do a couple of downshifts. Because
we're in 5 right now, or 6 right now. We'll drop down to 3 and 3. Oh yeah, that's pretty quick.
It is quick. I mean, I'm watching the revs, like I can barely hear it. It goes more to the soundproof cabin in here, Dylan. Like the only thing that was really giving me an idea of those downshifts was the slight little hum you may not have heard through the audio.
The change in
but
the
the revs going down is how I was noticing it.
Oh yeah, the needle, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that it's miles better than the downshifting from the gearbox in the C63. So getting more into the 6-speed automatic and flappy paddle transmission, we do have a sports mode down here, Dylan.
Yes, so that pretty much is the same as the Mercedes sports mode, and it just sort of tightens the trans up and holds the gears a little bit longer and keeps your revs a bit higher. So yeah, got all that 580 horsepower a little bit faster than in drive.
And what other parts of the drive are customizable in the Rs6? Avant, we must mention that.
We do have Sports Suspension Plus, and I don't know if you guys will be able to tell from the footage, but right now we are jumping around. We can feel everything in the road because we have the Sports Suspension on Sport. And it does do a lot. For 10-year-old technology, I am pretty impressed, because when we put it in comfort,
it really does.
It changes everything. It's so much more comfy. Feel like I'm in a Rolls, not an Rs6.
Although, on the other end of the spectrum, you start taking those corners and driving like a bat out of hell, it feels like a blimmin' elephant in like 200-kilometre gusts.
Yeah.
It is, it's somewhat scary and uncomfortable.
It follows around a little bit.
You can feel the weight of the car. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But the sports suspension does add a good amount of benefit to the drive.
Yeah, it's a good, it's a nice customizable touch, yes.
You know, we're cruising at specifically 100 kilometers an hour right now, and definitely 100 kilometers an hour, and I'm feeling really, really comfy. And we're in sports suspension. Like, I know you just said that you feel the bumps in the road more, and you definitely do in sports suspension, but with that being said, it's still comfy, and if this was the actual suspension of the car, I would not be disappointed nor have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, the suspension will never take away from these hugely comfy Audi seats. They are just like hopping on your lazy boy at home. When I test drove this car coming out of the Alpha, it was like that sold the car for me pretty much on the spot, just hopping in these seats, so comfy. And I missed it so much after having the Alpha for so many months.
I'm sure you're wondering right now what the 0 to 100 in this is, and I'm going to be a little bit unprofessional and just refer to my paper. 4.6 seconds 0 to 100, or 0 to 62 miles per hour, which is 0.2 slower than what was specified for the Alpha.
I seem to stick around this 4.5 second mark for all of my cars that I seem to buy. I'm not sure why. It's not on purpose.
Another note about these seats is I kind of prefer these to what Audi say are putting in their RS5 Sportback or Coupe at the moment, which is the seats they're running with pretty much even in the Audi R8. Apart from the optional bucket seats, of course, but the reason is it's just they're flat leather. It's got no like cross stitching, and wow, the brakes are great in this thing. I'm sorry for that interruption.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because right now I'm wearing a really thin jersey and I can feel with my back that it's nice and smooth under there, but if it was diamond stitched it would feel a little bit strange. So the one thing in this car that really does scream 2008 really is the infotainment center, unfortunately. The screen itself is not bad. You know, this resolution is acceptable.
It's held up
age.
in the 9 years.
Yeah, the colours look okay, but the features are just a little bit old.
Dated.
I think, yeah. So we have Bluetooth, but only Bluetooth for receiving and making phone calls. No Bluetooth streaming, and not even an auxiliary input for music, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Big old struggle, but 2 CD inputs. Can't forget that.
Oh yeah, under the glove box there we have 2 CD changes because we need all of those, don't we?
And a very quick thing to mention before getting back to the display. Why does Audi put small friggin' glove boxes in? Hate it.
Audi, do something else. This is a New Zealand new car, so we have navigation that is actually usable. So I was pleasantly surprised when I hopped in and purchased this car. And
it's always a plus with navigation.
And I mean, there's quite a few configurable settings like classic German luxury car stuff. Your outdoor lighting, how long that stays on for, and the mirrors, and this AC settings.
Memory seats only in the driver's side. I wish they'd do it for both.
Really? Is there none on that side?
No.
That's, yeah, I would, if I was speccing the car.
So you don't look for it because I'm always the one who's...
Well, I think this is nice. It's nice that it has
carbon fibre. The dash is massive.
It is huge. Sitting in this car, it's just gigantic.
You got mostly analog gauges, a little digital one. I do like that you get the speed digitally in the middle. But
I like the dash. It's piano black in there.
Oh look, it's a Renault Clio for sale.
Let's turn around and get the old wallet out.
Oh my god, yeah, we did look at buying a Renault Clio at one point, but they never got back to us.
No, they didn't.
Do you want to sell your Clio or not? He obviously didn't want to sell it because it's the fastest and greatest car on earth.
Yeah, he's just keeping it for his collection.
I'm in the driver's seat, mate. And she is enjoyable. Oh, watch out for poo geckos. It gets to 100 and you feel like you're doing just nothing.
Yeah.
Zero.
Okay, so...
Very important test here. Well, it's a big car and it's got a big turning lock.
Yeah. So this car back in 2010 costed somewhere in between 180,000 and 200,000, 220,000 New Zealand dollars.
I'd believe it.
In the second-hand market in New Zealand, you can expect to pay around 40,000, give or take 5,000 maybe for the mileage. You know, there's a couple of low mileage ones that will be collector's cars because, let's be real, Audi's not going to put a V10 in another station wagon, are they?
No, it's a bit sought after, isn't it?
It is. Someone told me to ring up and get myself insured for this car, so I did, and I immediately insured Ruben as a named driver because obviously he's here, we're filming, and they told me the excess, so if I crash, the excess is $2,000 for me, and it's $1,200 for my partner, and it's only $600 from Ruben. And on the phone I asked the nice lady why, and she simply said because Ruben is older, and Ruben's 23, my partner's 23, and I'm 22. So
you have had some more driving offences than me.
I have had a lot of driving offences. That's probably why mine's so high.
Now, what I think is a real fun thing about this is V10 Audi right here, faster than a cop car, will outrun a cop car.
I think it'll do it quite easily too, Ruben, because we have the cop car specs here.
Oh, here we go.
Here we bloody go.
I'm excited.
So the cop car can only do 150 mile an hour, which translates to about 248 kilometers per hour.
And we're doing some of that right now, Dylan.
Oh, are we? And this V10 machine can get up to 174 miles per hour, which is 280 kilometers. So if we were getting chased by a police car, he's going to be eating the dust.
Which is what you want to hear, because we definitely want to get in a little playful chase with the police, who we very much respect.
I do respect the police, but I just want to run away from the police just to see how hard/easy it is, you know? And when they pull me up, I'll just say like, don't worry guys, I mean, it's just a joke, I just was having some fun.
Now, spirit animal, it needs to be done and it needs to be said, but what are we going to say about it?
My spirit animal for this car is a big old boar. So a big old pig, because
There he is.
pigs are actually pretty fast, but they also are huge and love to wallow, which this thing kind of does love to wallow when it's in comfort.
Just in a deeper tone
Yeah.
instead of it's an elephant for me, just a stock standard elephant, because the way its weight gets shifted around when you really give it the beans is crazy. Sport suspension, we're probably shifting to
A sprightly elephant.
a sprightly elephant. Yeah, I couldn't think of another example, so that will do. Elephant it is. Dylan, do you know what time it is?
It's Keith time.
Oh, it's time for the Keith scale, mate. Let's bring it up on the screen. There it is. What are you thinking?
Reuben, I'm thinking a 4.6 out of 7 for the Keith scale for this RS6 V10.
4.6 out of 7, Keith. I would fully agree with you. But why have we done this, Dylan?
We gave the Alfa Romeo 4C also a 4.6 out of 7.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also giving this a 4.6 out of 7. And my reasoning, I think this serves a completely different purpose than the Alfa Romeo 4C does.
Without a doubt, like, it's the furthest thing from the Alfa.
Yeah. So the Alfa Romeo 4C is obviously a very performance-based car, and this is somewhat performance-based, but also with so much practicality. So I think the practicality gains that this has offsets the performance gains that the 4C has.
Definitely. I mean, you got nice big boot, nice big engine. The 0 to 100 is only 0.2 seconds slower, and it's comfy as hell compared to the Alfa.
Oh, ridiculous.
This definitely is keeping up with today's level of luxurious comfort. And,
Definitely. On that note, we'll put it into comfort.
I think 4.6 is a go. I've enjoyed the drive in this today.
I'm glad that you have, and I really have too. I think because I've owned this car for such a short period of time thus far, I've learned quite a bit about the car myself today.
Yeah, and favourite things, I enjoyed those, scared the shit out of you.
I will take it. I will take it. I know I am deserving.
Yes, we all already know I'm the safer driver because the excess is lower. But a brilliant car. I think you're going to be holding on to it for a bit longer than the Alfa.
I think so. I think so. We'll see though.
We'll definitely
Everyone
see.
knows what I'm like with cars.
But it's comfy, it's got a good amount of power, great drive today. Guys, don't forget to do that thing where we tell you to like and subscribe
and subscribe right away now.
mash that little bell.
As I sit here right now, we are 4 subscribers away from 100. We will personally DM you thank you to the next 4 subscribers.
We actually will. For now, I have been Dylan White.
I've been Reuben Rs.
Thanks for joining us again for this cracker of a review episode, and we'll see you again soon.
Next week, Sunday.